Hi, everybody. So in this screencast, I want to tell you about your final assignment, your third major assignment for the class, the needs statement. In our case, because we have such a short semester, you're not actually going to be able to write the needs statement. And so instead, what I have for you to do is to complete a series of questions that you will answer, which would be kind of like a pre-writing activity to writing an actual needs statement if you were to do that. So you can find this assignment under the folder for the 24th, your final exam day. So basically, a needs statement is the first part of a grant proposal. Many people in many different professions write grant proposals for various reasons. Certainly, people who are professional academics, researchers attached to colleges and universities write grant proposals all the time, especially people who work in the sciences to get big projects funded. There are kind of typically both governmental agencies that fund projects as well as kind of non-governmental agencies. But people in the sciences attached to universities are not the only ones who write grant proposals. People who are in the arts do so. People who are in the social sciences do so. Essentially, grants fund big projects or small projects too. There are a lot of small grants of under $20,000 that are issued, especially in New York City. And if we were doing this part of the semester in a more robust way, I would have you try to like identify a small community grant and think about pitching your needs statement to that particular small community grant. But instead, what I'm asking you to do is to start thinking about a needs statement workshop. So you are or worksheet, pardon me. So you are imagining that you're applying for a grant to improve some aspect of the neighborhood that you live in. And I do mean neighborhood in a sort of small sense. So if you live in New York City, a borough is not a neighborhood. A borough is a giant landmass that is comprised of many different neighborhoods, and they are diverse and they have diverse needs. So I really do want you to drill down into the local on the level of neighborhood. If you don't live in New York City, you might be like, what is my neighborhood? Well, you might have a township, you might have a village, but you probably have like a smaller part of a larger community that you live in, right? So I want you to think about, again, an issue or a problem that you see occurring in your specific neighborhood, not your borough. I cannot stress this enough. And you want to apply for a grant to improve it. So the imaginary grant that you're pursuing doesn't necessarily explicitly need to relate to policing, but it does need to be, again, specific to your own neighborhood and should be geared toward kind of an overall improvement of your immediate environment. So these are the questions that I want you to address in your needs statement. And again, you don't have to write this up as an essay. You can literally just answer one, answer two, answer three, answer four. So the first question is, what is the problem that your project will address? Describe it in pretty good detail, right? And describe it from your own first person perspective as the inhabitant of the neighborhood. Who is affected by the problem and how? Again, this should be pretty personal. It doesn't have to affect you exactly, but it should affect people or that or can kind of easily access. Or it should affect, again, some aspect of your immediate environment. What facts and statistics derived through your research can you use to substantiate the problem and the impact on the affected population? So we did a little bit of research. You wrote a mini annotated bibliography in the service of kind of answering this question. So if you're writing a paper about the lack of trash cans in Gowanus, then hopefully you did some research and you found information, maybe not specifically about the lack of trash cans in Gowanus, but you probably found some information about the lack of trash cans in New York City in general that you can then apply to the situation that you are observing in your particular neighborhood, in this example of Gowanus, right? So provide APA style citations for the information derived through your research. Can you put a human face on the problem by relating a story or quote that will highlight the problem or the benefits of the solution? So again, here you want to go personal, either tell a story from your own life or something that you see or something you've heard firsthand. And then finally, what's the solution to the problem that you've identified? And then this is very important because this is ultimately in the service of writing a grant. How can how can you imagine money helping you achieve the solution to the problem in your neighborhood that you imagine? So that is the needs statement, and that is the very last major assignment of the semester that you want to do right before you complete the final reflection, and then make sure that your e-portfolio is all assembled. All right.